Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. In the last episode, we were tasked with breaking the curse that's upon the Great Deku Tree. This episode, we are right in the depths in his root network to try and tackle that problem with our newly obtained slingshot. But there's two handy things here, and you can see both of them there. Here are some gold skulltulas, and you will notice they're a little bit out of our reach. This one actually I think you can possibly reach just by jump attacking. Nope, not quite. So you can take them out with a slingshot. 2 shots with the slingshot will do it. I think in order to actually get the token, though, we have to go and then do a jump attack from there. Jump attack, turns out, only works if you actually have your sword drawn. Because you can target it and then go... Oh, bugger me. Come on. I'm not having a good time here. Oh. Can I... Maybe... This is definitely possible. I know this is 100% possible. There we go. Like, it's not even that I'm getting that early. Like, you are supposed to be able to do that now. I'm just stupid. And then there's another one that's crawling on this vine up here, which is obviously much easier to get. As I say, there are 100 of these throughout the game, and they are pretty evenly distributed. I'd say about half are in the dungeons and half are not in the dungeons, in the overworld. There we go. So I'll be getting a couple every episode, I suspect. Now, time for an interesting moment. Or not. That's a lie. This isn't the bit I thought it was. If we hit this button here, that torch lights on fire and burns that spider web away, allowing us access to the chest. Remember that. That's a nice little bit of foreshadowing there. That's a little heart. Come on, can you give me something more useful? Money or something. Anyway, what we need to do now is, so you'll notice, that torch is now lit. And we saw that a torch can burn spider webbing. So indeed, if we bring up a stick, light it on fire, avoid jumping in the water. Shockingly, if you've got a stick on fire and you jump in the water, your stick goes out, which is hardly surprising, and it will also burn down. You've got about 10 seconds to do this. Get over to this webbing here, and bam. That is, for me, an extremely important moment in gaming generally. It shows very good game design, and I've done it in my other Zelda games actually, I've referred to a burning spider webbing moment, which is when you realise the game has taught you can light Deku sticks on fire, and the game has taught you just then that fire can burn through webbing, but it doesn't tell you at any point, take your Deku stick and burn the webbing down with it. You have to figure it out yourself by playing around with those things. And it's a really neat bit of game design, and it's that kind of thing that makes this game, there's a lot of that, and it makes this game really clever. Anyway, we've got another scrub here, so let's just kill him by reflecting a shot back at him, and then take him down. Or not. Come on. Bugger, there we go. You don't even have to attack, you just have to get close to them.
Please forgive me, Master. I'll never do it again. If you spare me, I'll teach you something cool. You will never beat my brothers up ahead unless you punish them in the proper order. The order is 2, 3, 1. 23 is number 1. Do you think I'm a traitor?
They're very strange creatures, the scrubs. Anyway, let's grab some money from there, and you'll notice this door is locked, but there's a creepy eye above it. If we shoot the creepy eye... There we go. Opens very nicely. Ow. Into the room with the water spark trap of death thing.
After you get into the water, you can hold down A, you can dive. If you hold down L while underwater, you can change your view. I bet there are some interesting things down there.
So you got this platform going to and fro, but this thing will hit you and knock you off it even. When I first played this game, I spent a significant amount of time trying. So if you hold L targeting and you are moving sideways, you can do a side jump. And I was sure you had to jump over that somehow. It turns out completely impossible, but what you have to do instead, which is much easier, is if you hold A, you will dive. And if you position yourself over the switch and dive, boop. Get used to that if you're not familiar with Zelda games. Means you did a good thing. So now we've lowered the water, but as you can hear, there's a ticking in the background, so we've lowered the water temporarily, ride the platform across, and there we go. Another big skulltula to take down, so whatever, wait for them to spin, and then jump their back. And now we have a block.
Stand next to this block and grab it, hold it with A. While holding A, you can push or pull it. If you stand next to the block and press A while pressing towards the block, you can also climb on top of it. Pay attention to what the action icon says.
God, she says that so often. But indeed, yes. So holding A, we can slide it over, and then it will lock into place at the end there, and then once it's there, if you're standing next to it and walking into it, it will climb it. I said this last episode, and I'll say it again, yeah, the context button was a real innovative development of this game that's been used in almost every 3D game since. You don't really just have one button for one thing anymore. Let's take this guy out, and then, surprisingly, the way to proceed through to the next room is relatively obvious. We need to take a stick, and then light both of these torches. Wonderful. So with that done, through we go. Oh, let's put this stick away before it burns down. If you just draw your sword, you'll automatically put the stick away rather than having to stop and press A to put away. Now, if we look up, there's shit coming off the ceiling, and if we look up at the ceiling here, we'll see a disturbing new enemy. They'll drop down on us when we stand underneath them. Indeed, these creepy legged spider things are Goma lavas. Look out when it gets ready to pounce. So its eyes go red when it's about to attack, but if you stab it, it'll run off. A couple of stabs in the eyeball using the kind of the thrust is probably the most effective way of taking them down. And then there's one more. And with them dealt with... Oh, there's actually one of these as well. That's giving me a stick. Basically, if they give you Deku Babas in a room, it means you need sticks for something. And indeed... Okay, no, 10 sticks apparently. So there's numbers in the bottom screen. The fact that they're green, the 10 and the 20, means we're at max for them. The fact it's giving you sticks means indeed you have to burn some spider webbing. The smart of you will have noticed there's another route there, but we can't actually do anything with that for now, so I will talk about it considerably later on. Here's a little passageway that we can sneak through. And if you look on the map on the bottom screen, you'll see this whole place has been a circle. And indeed, we are actually back somewhere where you should recognise. We're back in the room I started the episode in, except we're higher up. So don't fall down or you'll lose some progress. Because what we need to do now is, well, first off, we can unlock a little shortcut back down to where I started the episode. So we learned quite nicely about how to push blocks around. This dungeon really is a very good example of a game teaching you how to play it. It's a wonderful bit of design. So now we can get back up here. I was going to say later, but we can also do it now. Basically, we need to burn through this. We haven't got a high height to fall from like we did before, so we need to burn through it. There's torches up here, but they're all raised up and completely out of usable height. But there's one over there that isn't. And we've now lowered that block down handily. So what we can do, we've got to be fairly quick, is grab our torch on fire, hop over there, climb up here, and then if we do a forward roll on here, with our burning torch, we open the way down. So, fortunately, there's a lot of water here, otherwise that fall would be very dangerous. Oh, I was going to dive down for that heart, but we got it anyway. And look at this! It's a series of scrubs. We know what order to kill them in, don't we? 23 is number 1, so hit him first. That's number 2. And he starts dancing. And hit number 3. And he also gets stunned, and finally hit number 1. And you go up to him and say,
"How did you know our secret? How irritating. It's so annoying that I'm going to reveal the secret of Queen Goma to you."
Man, these guys turn traitor real fast.
"In order to administer the coup de grace to Queen Goma, you need to strike with your sword while she's stunned. Oh, Queenie, sorry about that."
Oh, more spinning link. And you'll notice on the map we are about to enter the boss room. Oh, yes. You remember earlier where we looked up to the roof and we saw those Goma larvae kind of pupating on it? This can actually throw quite a lot of people, this boss battle. It takes you a while to realise what you got to do to actually start it, is look up at the ceiling. Parasitic armoured arachnid Goma. Right, so first off, let's target her with Navi and find out what we can about her. Goma, it's one of the parasitic monsters inside the Deku Tree. Its eye is vulnerable when it's red. Best way to get it red? Shoot her in the face with a slingshot. Oh, nope, there we go. There's your moment. Ah, no. I'm an idiot. Hold a bullet in the slingshot, then slingshot her when it's red, and then deal some damage to her. If you jump attack, this technically goes much faster, but either way, it's a relatively straightforward boss fight. So she fucks off now up into the ceiling and uses her disgusting ovipositor. Come on. There we go. Come on. Now she's ovipositing. So she lays some eggs. If you hit the eggs quickly, then you destroy them completely. If you don't hit them so quickly, then they hatch into Goma larvae, like we fought earlier. Hold a shot ready in the slingshot and just wait for her eye to go red. There we go. And then jump attack to finish her off. And as is the tradition, when you defeat a boss, you gain a heart container, which heals you fully and gives you an extra heart. So you'll notice on the bottom screen we're now up to 4. And fortunately we don't have to work our way out of the dungeon, there's a blue light that takes us straight upstairs.
Well done, Doctor. Thou hast verily demonstrated thy courage. I knew that thou wouldst be able to carry out my wishes. Now I have yet more to tell thee, wouldst thou listen? Now listen carefully. A wicked man of the desert cast this dreadful curse upon me. This evil man ceaselessly uses his vile sorcerer's powers in his search for the sacred realm that is connected to Hyrule. For it is in the sacred realm that one will find the divine relic, the Triforce, which contains the essence of the gods. Before time began, before spirits and life existed, 3 golden goddesses descended upon the chaos that was Hyrule. Din, the goddess of power. Nairu, goddess of wisdom. Farora, goddess of courage. Din. With her strong, flaming arms, she cultivated the land and created the Red Earth. Nairu poured her wisdom onto the earth and gave the spirit of lore to the world. And Farora, with her rich soul, produced all life forms who would uphold the law. The 3 great goddesses, their labors completed, departed for the heavens. And the golden sacred triangles remained at the point where the goddesses left the world. Since then, the sacred triangles have become the basis for our world's providence. And their resting place of the triangles has become the sacred realm. Thou must never allow the desert man in black armor to lay his hands on the sacred Triforce. Thou must never suffer that man with his evil heart to enter the sacred realm of legend. That evil man who cast the death curse upon me and sapped my power. Because of that curse, my end is nigh. Though your valiant efforts to break the curse were successful, I was doomed before you started. Yes, I will pass away soon, but do not grieve for me. I have been able to tell you of these important matters. This is Hyrule's final hope. Doctor, go now to Hyrule Castle. There thou wilt surely meet the Princess of Destiny. Take this stone with thee, the stone that man wanted so much that he cast this curse upon me.
You got the Kokiri's Emerald! This is the spiritual stone of the forest, now entrusted to you by the Great Deku Tree. Cross it off the visualizer.
The future depends on thee, Doctor. Thou art courageous. Shouldst thou ever lose thy way, seek the vision of the path of seek a vision of the path from the Sheikah's stone that stands beside thy home. Navi the Fairy, help the Doctor to carry out my will. I entreat thee, Navi. Goodbye.
Let's go to Hyrule Castle, Doctor. Goodbye, Great Deku Tree.
Hey, Doctor, what did you do? The Great Deku Tree, did he die? How could you let a thing like that happen? It's all your fault. God, what a miserable bastard. I mean, this one makes Ocarina of Time somewhat unusual among Zelda games, that most of them tend to give you some plot and then throw you the first dungeon. This one does it the other way around. It throws you the first dungeon and then gives you the kind of establishing plot actually after that cutscene, which is an interesting way of doing it, certainly. And yeah, the Deku Tree has died, but he's given us the task for Hyrule Forest, which means... Hyrule Castle, which means we need to leave the forest. If we talk to this guy, Wikakiri will die if we leave the forest. You're not going to try and leave the forest, are you? Well, let's take the chance to take fate into our own hands. That's not really a phrase, is it? Oh, you're leaving. I knew that you would leave the forest someday, Doctor. Because you're different from me and my friends. But that's okay, because we'll be friends forever, won't we? I want you to have this ocarina. Please, take good care of it. Man, what a facial expression there from Link. You received the Fairy Ocarina. This is a memento from Saria. Tap it on the lower screen to start playing it. You can play different notes with the different buttons. Press B to quit playing. When you play my ocarina, I hope you will think of me and come back to the forest to visit. So now we enter the vast expanse of Hyrule Field, and I'm going to briefly show off the ocarina. So, as you said, you click it to bring it up, and you've got buttons on the bottom screen. You can either press those buttons, or you can press the corresponding buttons. And you can play various songs. We haven't actually got any songs to play at the moment, but you can play around with it as much as you want. Songs become important very quickly, but I'll talk about them more when they become relevant. For now, well, if we try to leave to the open, the game's most irritating character shows his disgusting head.
Hoot hoot! Doctor, look up here! It appears the time has finally come for you to start your adventure. But you will encounter many hardships ahead. That is your fate. Don't feel discouraged even during the toughest times. If you go straight this way, you will see Hyrule Castle. You will meet a princess there. If you are lost and don't know which way to go, look at the map. The areas you have explored will be shown on the map. Tap the red button on the lower screen to open the map subscreen. If you don't know where to go next, try heading to one of the locations marked with a flashing dot. Did you get all that?
The game points you at no by default, which is fucking annoying. Switch, otherwise he will just repeat it all. Switch to yes and then say yes.
Alright then, I'll see you around. Hoot hoot ho!
Yeah, he's another irritating tutorial character. But hey, like you said, if I bring up the map screen, yeah, you can see there are various areas here. You've got two glowing areas, which means an area I haven't been to. Lon Lon Ranch in the middle of Hyrule Field and the market to the north. We will be going to Lon Lon Ranch at some point, but certainly not now. For now, we want to get over to the market. Unlike in other areas of the game, most other areas of the game, when you're in Hyrule Field, basically when you're anywhere that has this music, time passes. And as you are noticing, it is switching into evening. There's a lovely red sunset. Navi's saying,
The Great Deku Tree wants us to see the princess at Hyrule Castle. Shouldn't we get going?
Shut the fuck up. So this gives you an idea of the scale of Hyrule Field. It's not as big as in some of the later Zelda games, I know, but this is an N64... Well, this is the 3DS remake, but this is originally an N64 game. And this is quite the scale for a 3D world of the time. Unfortunately, lovely though the sunset is, we need to head to the castle over there, and we look at its drawbridge. Yes, indeed. At night time, the drawbridge goes up and you can't get into Castletown. And these freaks appear as well. This is a Style Child. Don't be afraid of the Style Child. Just attack it repeatedly. Yeah, one hit will knock its head off and another hit will kill it. Straightforward enough. They only appear on Hyrule Field at night. Unfortunately, there is no easy way around this at this stage in the game. There actually is later, but for now, we basically just have to wait till morning. I believe it's about a 5-minute-ish cycle. So I'm basically going to get somewhere where the Stealth children can't get me, which is up on here. And then let's near... Can they get me there? Oh, buggers! Right, here must be safe, surely. Oh, balls. I think I'm... Ugh. I already thought there was somewhere that was safe from them. Navi's just going to tell me again. Get going to Hyrule Castle. Well, either way. Oh, I want to stand somewhere and just watch the sunrise. But I don't have that option. Ugh. Right, well, speed her on anyway. Did you notice that? After defeating about 5 Stealth children or so, a big Stealth child, I believe called a Stalfos, appears, and he drops 5 quid when you kill him. But anyway, morning is coming, and with morning comes... cock crows, which means the start of the new day, which means that opens, and all Stealth children are killed, which is wonderful. So now we can head into Castletown Market. And there's a guard here. Welcome to Hyrule Castletown. It's a peaceful, prosperous town. Wonderful. If we head into this room, door, house, there we go, straight away, there's something of use. There's a load of pots around, and there's another guard in the corner. Man, I'm so bored. Things would sure be more interesting if there were more troubles in the world. Hey, that's just between you and me, okay? Anyway, maybe we can let off steam by breaking some jars. Stand near a jar and press A to lift it, press A again to toss it. I feel like you shouldn't be encouraging that, but either way, yes, you can crack through these jars that way, or you can use your sword, which is much faster. There's a fair bit of money to be guarded in this room, and actually, in fairness, if you ever need money, just come in here and smash some pots up, because they regenerate, which is really nice. But I didn't just come in here, well, I mean, I did come in here for wanton vandalism, because it's quite entertaining. But there is a more serious reason for coming in here. If you roll into a crate, you crack it open. Roll into this crate here, and there is a gold Skulltula hiding in it. So let's kill him and grab the old token. And we're actually now basically done for the episode. Just finally want to head to the main location of Castletown Market. So as you can see, it's another kind of weird fixed camera thing, but there's a lot of stuff to do here. There's various shops and stuff, and I'll be going into these more as the game goes on. For now, there's only one of them I'll be doing, and I'll be doing that next episode. So I hope you'll join me then. We have cured the Great Deku Tree of his curse, but he died anyway. Next episode, we will be going to find Princess Zelda and learning what we can do to save Hyrule. Thank you very much, and good day.